Yeah.
dig it.
No, it's
So how was growing up in Lorain? Because I have some buddies that grew up in Cleveland, and I know there's always this connection from Cleveland to Detroit, right? And in that era, we know it was an entrepreneurial movement going on. Like, how was it for you growing up? Like, how did your path lead you to where you are now?
I just knew that I wanted to be my own boss.
Okay.
And so you have to keep trying and trying until eventually you hit a home run.
Yeah.
And sometimes, they say you go to your grave site with your dreams that they died with you.
Right.
Because you didn't give it a try. So you got to keep trying, knocking on the door. Sooner or later, somebody go open the door for you. And I'm telling you, so I've been blessed to where I got people that open doors for me that $2 million deals, $1 million deals. And I go home and I said, I can't believe he did this. But it happens.
What was your first entrepreneurial venture? And got it all because we all say, I want to be my own boss, but we all start somewhere at a job.
Yep.
And then it's like you sitting at that job like, this ain't for me. And then you like, all right, let me do this. What was that first thing? Like, I'm gonna try this. Because we all have businesses and things that fail, and then it's like, but I don't call them failures. There's a learning curve, right?
The first business I had was selling drugs. Hey, listen, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. I'm 16, 17 years old, and I had a connection in Detroit. I had a connection in Cali, and in New York, and I could sell 10, 15 keys a week. And at that point in the late 70s, early 80s, it just crack had hit. And so if you got that package, you can turn that package to that bag.
You might see him on the BMF story, y'all.
No, that's the truth. Most of that's true. I just don't watch it that much.
Yeah.
But I remember them boys up in Detroit in the 80s. Okay, that's a whole different segment.
So you got to experience that first.
Oh yeah. All the boys in Detroit that I knew them because I had a connection of Detroit. I went in the basement one time, 300 kilos. And them boys, the Peoples, and all them boys up there in Detroit, that was real. They was real.
Got you. So that was the game. We know the 80s, what the 80s brought, right?
Yeah.
What was your next venture after that to keep you moving into entrepreneurship? Like, what did you venture
I got into a
that?
young adult nightclub, probably 81, 82, Michael Jackson that came out with Thriller and all that stuff. And so I used to have a club called Lincoln Park Ballroom. Every Saturday we would do a function. We would have break dancers there. And we would turn around, do 1,000 young adults in there, and they would break dance with Michael Jackson jackets on and stuff like that. And that's how I got started. And then I'm telling you, knock on the door, white guy walked in. He said, "Hey man, Jeff from Confetti's want to talk to you." He owned a major club downtown Cleveland called, can't remember the name of it. He had a major club downtown, in downtown the Flats. So I went down there to see him. Now, 19 years old, 20 years old, African American. I go see this was called The Basement, and it was the hottest club in Cleveland. He said, "Tony, I got the Confetti's Club in Lorain. I'm tired of it. I can't watch all this stuff." He said, "Can you go over there and you split the money 50-50?" I'm 19 years old.
50-50 at 19? Whew.
I'm 19 years old. Just ran Lincoln Park for 3.5 years. Get over there. He teaches me the game. By talking on the phone. I had a Mustang. I had a 5.0 Mustang with I bought a phone to put in it because, but the minute was $4 a minute. $4 a minute. And I'm talking on the phone. I get that first bill. I said, "Wow,
man!"
But he told me, said, "Tony, I gotta be able to reach you." Right. The pagers was big then.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yep. Pagers.
And so I ended up taking Confetti's for about 3 years, and then I ran that every weekend. Then I turned it to Excalibur.
Okay.
Excalibur was a hot club in Cleveland, East Side and West Side, and we're doing $3 million a year in sales.
Nice.
So it was 2 clubs, and one was Excalibur?
Yep, it was 2. One in Lorain and one in Cleveland.
So you were dual. You had the one, and then
I was partners in the one. So the partner in Cleveland, we became partners together.
Okay.
So we split both of them.
Gotcha.
And it's because of Gary on The Basement. He hooked all these deals up for me, and I'm serious. Now I'm 23 years old, and I still don't know all about these numbers.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. But they taking me in front of accountants and lawyers, and they telling me this stuff.
So you just got to keep business plan at the early age. You understand?
They gave me the business plan. I just know I didn't want to work for nobody.
Right. Gotcha. So that's the timeline. What was after that? So we know, we in the 80s, right? Popping into the 90s, and you running 2 clubs.
So I turn around. I'm hustling still. So we sell Excalibur, and I open up a little bar called Charlie's in the same plaza as Excalibur. So once I sell Excalibur, Charlie takes off, and we're doing 6 days, 7 days a week, popping every night. Then I get caught up in a conspiracy case. And I end up with a 10-year prison sentence.
Ooh.
But Charlie stayed open the whole time I was gone.
Okay.
Because I didn't mix these two together. You know, if I was hustling, you know,
Separated the business from
separated, so they couldn't take it. So then I get out, and then I decided to go. First of all, I had to go walk off probation. To take a regular job, and then after probation was over, I started opening my own thing. I went into the bail bond business, and now I got one of the biggest bail bond companies in the state of Ohio.
So tell us about the bail bonds, because everybody, you know, if you watch Dog the Bounty Hunter,
right? Everybody has that opinion about it.
Tell us
use your imagination about Dog the Bounty Hunter.
Right.
You know you're from Hawaii, right?
Right. Yeah.
Because what's surrounding Hawaii?
Water.
I'll bond everybody out of jail if I know your ass can't leave.
Right.
You know? If I know you can't leave, I'm going to bond you out. I'm going to get $1 million bond. Okay, just bring the money.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true. Because it's only, a couple airports we know.
Right. Listen, you can't get on, you got a warrant.
Exactly.
That's it. That's true.
And he on TV talking, I'm going to catch him. Yeah, I know you're going to catch him.
So how was the bail bonds business? I mean, especially in the area and during that time, I mean, it's got to be.
Where are we at, in the early 90s now?
Well, no, it's 2004. 2004, I had to walk off. I got out in 98. I walked out 5 years in probation. Then I went into the bond business and got my license. The first time the state told me no. Second time they said, listen, we're going to give it to you, see how you do. And then 2 years after I got them, I blew up. And they tried to tell me I shouldn't have my license because that's a felony.
Oh,
but it was too late. Now I got it.
Yeah. Right.
Wow.
At that point, now I got 43 people working up under me. I got office everywhere. And then, I'm writing $50 million a year in bail.
Wow.
You know, but it's just like McDonald's. If you put enough McDonald's on a corner, somebody gonna go there and get something to eat. And that's exactly what they did.
So, was your bail bonds just in Lorain area, or were you in the Cleveland area as well?
Toledo. I came to Cincinnati.
Okay.
I came down to Cincinnati, but I found out what it was about down here. You know, and let's just say it's a Republican.
It's different.
It's different. It's a Republican county.
Yeah. Right.
Yep.
Yeah,
And them boys, them boys run them things the right way for themselves. They don't run them like, you know, I'm gonna give you a break.
Right. Okay.
They're gonna hold your feet to the fire.
Hold your feet to the fire, right?
You know.
But obviously, he was doing something the right way. I mean, if you're doing $50 million a year, you're killing it. Right?
Oh no, I was respected by a lot of these people. Once they know that I was coming in their area, they tried everything they do to stop me. I either took it over or I bought them out.
Nice.
So
power moves.
They power moves, and I ended up buying a lot of property. And when George Bush got out of office in 2008, the economy failed. Yeah. And I was cash rich.
How important is it to be cash rich?
Listen, it's very important. It is every dime you get, save it as you can. Set yourself a budget up and become cash rich, because we can't walk into a bank and tell them I got a piece of paper of all my debts and my credits and try to get a loan.
Right.
But they ain't gonna do it.
Right.
You know, they want you to come in there with the right balance sheet, profit and loss statement, all that. So you gotta go to a building like this, and you gotta say, hey, I want it. And he gonna give it to you.
Yeah.
Nice.
I can do this. Cincinnati is a little rougher, like I told you, it's Republican. But I was able to secure a lease downtown Cincinnati, but I backed out of it because I seen what it was. It's a trip down here. Because these people, Republicans, been getting money a long time down here on our back.
Nobody else getting
So
it.
let me ask you this, man. As far as, because, you know, with Black entrepreneurship, like, how are you able to navigate those things, right? Is it because you're cash rich, or is it because of your connections? Which one do you think is more important?
I can tell you something. I also go to church on a regular basis.
There we go.
Okay.
All right.
Talk about it,
So,
then.
you know,
All
I
right.
go to church on a regular basis. I tithe right. I up my tithes to 15 to 17%. I got a close relationship with my pastor. So that helped out a whole lot, because some of the stuff that I've done, I couldn't believe it happened.
Yeah.
When you get a check for $250,000, $300,000, and you wonder, but then you figure out what you got to give to God.
There you go.
Okay.
And so you give him his 15, 17%.
Yeah.
And then he gives you more.
Man,
That's huge right there.
listen, I'm a big believer on the giving, man, and I'm a big believer too. It's like my philosophy is like on information, right? I believe information is to be you get it, you use it, then you pass it along. And I mean, as an entrepreneur myself, I've run into so many people that are so stingy with information, like they own it. How do you feel about that? Like sharing information and just helping people, right? Especially our people, right? Like, hey, I'm gonna give you the information to give you the plan.
Right.
Whether you use it or not, that's on you, but I'm willing to give it to you.
The person that don't want to give you the information, they're not happy within themselves, because God is not in their life. Because God, he tells you, he wants you to help others. You're here for one purpose. You're here to help somebody.
That's it.
Get to Christ. And then if you're not all the way to Christ, if you're holding back certain stuff, because you're not taking none of this with you.
Exactly.
Listen, there ain't no Brinks truck gonna be behind you. There ain't no wagon full of your clothes gonna be behind you.
This is true.
And some people, they family take the suit off of them and the jury off of them before they close that casket.
Yes, it's true.
Some of them don't get a casket. You ever see a pine box funeral?
Yes.
Yes.
You listen. You don't get it.
You're gonna get it. Yeah, I truly believe that.
And so people that hold that and hinder all that stuff to themselves is mine.
Have you always thought that way, or was it something that in your life that triggered for you, like with faith? Right, there's a lot of people that something has to happen before that faith kicks in.
When I went to jail and they gave me no bond, and my sister told me to just pray. I said, how? He said, boy, get on your knees and pray. I said, to who? And then in that cell, I prayed one day, and I found out that there was a friend in Jesus, and that right there, it turned me all the way around. And listen, if I don't go to church on the first Sunday, for sure, I'm messed up all month. So, and I tell people, listen, you can have all the money in the world you want. If you ain't got that 6th sense, which is Jesus, you still ain't gonna be happy. And so he opened up a lot of doors. I don't have to. I'm telling you something. I don't have to even try to knock on them no more. If I walk into a place, a person will sense that you got Jesus in your life, or that you got a little bit of wisdom.
Right. It's like that energy.
You bring that energy to the room.